my pile O plumbing. A key. Wonder if that fits the door over there. Let's hang on to that. Could be a hidden key for the house, their house or something. Could be a hidden key for a house from back in 1983. All right, let's see. There we go. Get this out. That exposes the lovely, nice and soft underfoot plywood. Look at that. I can just grab it with my fingers and crazy. This is fine, right? With full tanks, it only weighs 2,500 pounds or something. I don't understand why it was sagging in the middle. Of course, you would think with the cross members it would still hold it up, but I don't know. That's a lot of weight on that little bitty angle iron. I think this design here is meant to take all of that weight when it's distributed evenly across this whole floor. And with it like this, it is not distributed evenly. Wow. One good thing about this, it's easy to put it in a trash can. Now this is starting to make me think the tanks have been leaking or something besides water coming in through this opening, you know, around the doors. But we know we got a busted weld on top of the freshwater tank, which I'm fixing. It could have been that. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fill both of those tanks all the way to the brim with them sitting on my trailer, and we're gonna leave them for a few days. See what they do. That's what I'm gonna do. So you want to restore an RV? Try to find one that isn't rotten. That's all I got to say about that. Thing's only 40 years old, man. Come on. We have a minor rot issue. I think I can get some of that get rot stuff and just pour it on here, and that'll fix all this rot like a boat transom. I think that's what I'm gonna do. That should do it. What a mess. What a mess. Don't worry. We're gonna make it look like brand new. Wonder if I can like chop this thing in half. Got a little backbone over here in the middle. Still, there we go. Much better. I really wish I knew where all this water came from. If it didn't come from the tanks. I got the tanks, I had my tanks half full sitting on the trailer for a week and didn't see any water. I'm gonna fill them all the way full. Then we'll know the true story. This coach used to have a very nice system of heat exchangers and whatnot. It's all been unhooked. I may change that. I think they built this bus to go to an Antarctic expedition or something. Just how much they did as far as heat. Got it had three forced air propane furnaces, which are like 12,000 BTU a piece or more. It's got 3 electric heaters inside. It had 1 electric heater right here. It's crazy. Super thick insulation everywhere. That's why I bought it. I like the base. Very tough, heavy, tough base. That's what I want. Something that can take 40 years of abuse like this one did. Use, abuse, whatever, and still drive 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever it took me to get here on it. It's pretty amazing. So I'm trying to get it back at least close to what it was from the factory, maybe better. All right, so what I'm doing is taking these sidewalls off. I already got this one off. And it's just rivets holding on a piece of 1/4 inch plywood. I already ripped all the linoleum off and exposed the rivets. So now we just drill out the rivets, pull the other side off. And the fun continues. This is what I found behind that wall. Looking good up here. Not looking so great down here. So once I get the vacuum in here and start cleaning this up, I'll have a better idea of what I got left. I think that's just sheet metal rotted out right there. So we may be doing this in the next bay over, which is just a storage bay, so shouldn't be too bad, but fun. This is the job for a needle scaler, but you can kind of see what I got here. Just years and years of rust, and the rust scale just builds up layer after layer after layer, and it's literally, you can kind of see, it's literally lifted the sheet metal up off of the frame all the way down. And yeah, and the closer you get to the outside, the worse it gets. So it's probably just these doors started leaking, and rivets popped out and they just were never addressed, I guess. And there may have been tanks leaking. It's a water bay, you know? So, anyway, I'm gonna start working on getting this piece of sheet metal out of here and continue the rust reformation. So, this water damage came over here. And I'm really, sometimes I wish I could just look the other way, you know? Because it's really not bad. It's just right in this corner right here. But here's the thing. This holds up this, and this has the latch for this, and on and on and on. And I really feel like that's part of the problem with all of this, is that once part of it is compromised, everything else kind of starts getting out of whack and leaking, and we got to get the structure back like it's supposed to be. So I guess I will be going into this bay here. And then the good news is the next bay has no floor, and it's full of things like diesel and propane, things that aren't water. And this one is just tank. It has no bottom. So then the next one would be this guy, which looks like it's going to be a mess. But this is why I bought a lot of sheet metal. And I'm going to be buying a lot of Vantec flooring. If you're not familiar with that, it's a 50-year warranty type of flooring that's got a lot of extra resin in it. And it's not waterproof, but it is meant to be wet multiple times without issue. And I know this because I had it in a mobile home that got flooded twice, and it never affected the floor. So that's what's going in here, because I don't ever want to deal with this again. And if I sell this thing one day, I don't want somebody else to have to do this. So anyway, onward. Well, there's no more flow in this water bay. So I took the plasma cutter and kind of cut the metal into pieces. Got it out of here. And so now what I need to do is take the needler and start breaking off all of this rust scale, and then sort of reassess and see where I'm at. I would really like to get some Corosil or rust converter on here tonight so that can start drying, but it's getting kind of late and I got a lot of work to do. So I better get to it, see what we can do. Much better. That one step is working good. All right, so I got the old plasma cutter out today and cut my steel to fit down in here, and I actually got it on the first try. It slid right in there and lines up okay. So yeah, that's good enough for welding. And so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna push, I think I'll push this back and try to cover that hole. Anyway, I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go underneath and I'm gonna mark where these cross members are, and take this back out, and then where those cross members are, I'm gonna drill holes. And what I'm gonna do is just kind of do a hole weld, you know, weld where the holes are, and that's how I'm gonna attach it in the middle. Just to keep it from rattling or whatever. And I'll do that over top of some weldable primer, and hopefully that'll give me a fighting chance of it not getting up under there and corroding. So I'll do that, take this out, drill the holes, and then I've got to grind all this again because it's got rust treatment on it, so I can weld. I've got a couple places I'm gonna fix on the sides, some on the angle, on that square tube there. I've got sheet metal damage, but I think I'll be able to weld it just fine after I get this sheet in. And I think I'm gonna do that because once this is welded in, I'll have a bead of weld that I can tie this into if I need to. I think that'll help me. So yeah, it'll certainly make it easier to, it's a lot easier to put a little piece and line a little piece up than it is to take this big piece out. So since it fits at the moment, it's going to get welded in first, basically. Now I could have just measured this, but I don't know. Anytime I can get a witness mark instead of having to measure something, I'm gonna do it. Because I always seem to screw up measurements. Oh, I just love going under here. It's my favorite. Close enough, I think. It's a little trick I learned from Doug Jackson's channel, SV Seeker. Grab this crap with some pliers, vice grips. A lot easier than trying to grab it with your hands. See if it works. Oh man, great. Trap myself in here. I don't know if you can see, but you probably can't see this. I'm having to go under this trim, so I can't just lift it, pull it out. So I'll just drill some holes through there now, and that'll all be located. And then I'm gonna take a DA or something and rough this up and prime it. So I think instead of drilling holes, I'm gonna use a plasma cutter and just try to wallow out a couple holes in there. One, because, hey, it'll be hopefully easier. And two, I don't have to worry about shavings going all over. So I'm gonna give it a shot. Oh yeah. Running out of cord. Big floppy aggravating thing. Okay. Well, I was getting ready to start doing some DA on this mill scale and get it ready for some primer, but I got a little bit of rain, so that's not gonna be good. But I think it's gonna blow on through. It's just a little, it's just spitting. So we'll see. Give it an hour or so. I got plenty of other stuff to do, that's for sure. Got some primer on here. Gonna let that dry. So what I did is on the edges and where the holes are, I used a weldable primer, and everywhere else I used a self-etching primer. So what we'll do is we'll flip this over, put it down, weld it in, and then we'll just prime and paint the top, because we'll be able to get to the top when we get in there. And then I guess after everything's done, I'll go back under the bus and rattle can it with some paint, and then it'll be spray foam. So I really didn't feel like moving my welder and my gas bottle and all that stuff down to the ground. So I've got my welding torch going out the drain of the shower, and the ground is going out where the toilet went. So now I can hopefully use them. I think that's funny. Okay, well, I got the steel welded in, and I just treated it with rust converter. I didn't like how much surface rust was already on the plate to begin with, or the sheet to begin with. And last night, just from a little bit of rain and moisture in the air, it rusted a decent bit. So I went ahead and buckled down, got it welded in, and got it cleaned up good, wire brushed it, wiped it down with metal prep, and hit it with one step. I'm just going to call it one step forever, even though that's not what I use. So anyway, there it is. I got a few pretty welds in there. I got a few ugly ones. I was fighting against a lot of air sucking up through around the edges when I was doing that, and then you know, rust and stuff like that. But overall, it welded in decent for what it was. So I'll take it.